अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपगदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथानिधं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललितां श्रीविशाखानिधांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरूपस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनामधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ तत्सत्। ॐ नित्यानन्द उदयन्तेन्दुर्वसुध प्राणवल्लभ जानव जीवितपतिः कृष्ण प्रेम प्रद प्रभो पद्मावती सुध श्रीमान सचिनंदन पूर्वजः भावोन्मत्त जगत्रादरक्त गौरकलेवरः। ओम नमो नमो निरुद्धाय ऋषिकेशेन्द्रियात्मने नमः परमहंसाय पूर्णाय निवृत्तात्मने। ओम नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते लोकनाथ स्वामी नामिने नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वत देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। Hare Krishna. Are you able to hear me? Just wanted to check. Can somebody confirm?
Yes, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Okay,
All good.
thank you. Dandavat pranam. All good. Srila Prabhupada. So thank you, dear devotees, for joining today. It's a very, very profound and very important for us to understand the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Supreme Lord Sri Krishna manifested himself to give us the right, proper way of how to execute the devotional service and what is the ultimate in terms of understanding, realizing the Supreme Lord. So that's the conversation is happened between Lord Sarvabhautacharya and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in the last two chapters, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was explaining about the importance of devotional service to Sarvabhautacharya. Today this chapter is Bhattacharya is converted. It's a very beautiful section. So anybody would like to read the first paragraph? Then we will go further one by one.
Happy to read, Prabhuji.
Yes, please go ahead.
The Bhattacharya is converted. For the impersonalist and voidist philosopher, the next word is the word of senseless eternity and bliss. The voidist philosophers want to establish that ultimately everything is senseless. And the impersonalists want to establish that in the next word there is a simply knowledge without any activities. Thus, less intelligent Salvanists try to carry imperfect knowledge into the sphere of perfect spiritual activity. Because the impersonalist experience material activity as miserable, he wants to establish spiritual life without activity. He cannot understand the activities of devotional service. Indeed, the spiritual activity in devotional service is unintelligible to the Vaidist philosopher and impersonalist. The Vaishnava philosopher know perfectly well that the absolute truth, the supreme personality of Godhead, can never be impersonal or void because he possesses innumerable potency. Through his innumerable energy, he can present himself in the multiple forms and still remain in absolute supreme personality of Godhead. Thus, despite expanding himself in a multiple forms and diffusing his innumerable energies, he can maintain his transcendental position.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji, for reading. So, this paragraph is revealing the personal aspect of the Supreme Lord and how the voidist, impersonalist doesn't come to that realization. So we know that when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Jagannath Puri, just seeing the Lord, just seeing the Lord. So this is also another exhibition of or showing and exemplifying the importance of devotional service. Just by one who is in the devotional service can immediately see the Lord. So impersonalist doesn't see the Lord. They see everything as impersonal, no form, no quality, no guna, nirguna, nirakara, nirvikalpa. So there are so many ways they use it for it. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to the Jagannath Puri temple, just seeing the Lord, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fainted because of the ecstasy. Just because of the ecstasy, seeing the Lord in that beautiful form. Then everybody came together and seeing that who is this? Is a very effulgent personality lying down on the floor and no symptom of life. No symptom of life. Then Sarma Bhattacharya, who was the eldest and well respected and revered in that assembly and the society, especially in Jagannath Puri temple, because of he is the one who, in that time, the greatest of the logician, one who teaches the logic and the grammar of the Sanskrit and thorough understanding of the scriptures, and everybody was well respected. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya came forward and looked at and seeing that the ecstasy, that because of that ecstasy, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fainted down, and then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya put a little cotton in front of the nostrils so that it's just moving, so that understood that this Mahashaya, this great personality, has life. So then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya arranged to pick Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to bring to the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's Gambhira, the residence. So there, everybody was fanning Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and after some time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu regained in his original consciousness, came back to his original consciousness, and seeing this, and seeing the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's effulgences, seeing the beauty, and seeing that charisma, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya understood this is not an ordinary person. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya arranged the prasadam from Jagannath Puri temple, and there were so many devotees were around, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya arranged prasadam for everybody, and even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, honored the Jagannath prasadam. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya naturally got a very affection towards Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya that time considered that the almost like a fatherly position, fatherly figure, like in age, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was almost very old. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is just like 24 years that time. So then seeing Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya got very much affected to, very much in affection to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then took care of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very well. And then after that, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya took Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the Jagannath Puri temple again, and then arranged a place to stay in Sarva Bhattacharya's sister's house. And the next day morning, again, Sarva Bhattacharya arranged beautiful prasadam, Jagannath prasadam for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Sarva Bhattacharya called and told to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, come, let's go to Jagannath Puri. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just followed. And when they reached the Jagannath Puri temple, Sarva Bhattacharya gave a seat to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, seeing because of Sarva Bhattacharya was a grihastha and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a sannyasi. So giving this seat to the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Sarva Bhattacharya also sat underneath of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Sarva Bhattacharya mentioned to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that, oh, you are a sannyasi, so it's better to know the Vedanta Sutra, understanding of the Vedanta Sutra. One should read and hear Vedanta Sutra, then that is a duty of responsibility of a sannyasi. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took this as an instruction. So then Sarva Bhattacharya then started to recite, started to talk about the Vedanta Sutra. Because of that time, Sarva Bhattacharya was the greatest logician and greatest of the, one who read the Vedas and everybody and comes to Sarva Bhattacharya to learn this. Sarva Bhattacharya then started a school for this philosophy, Vedanta philosophy. So then Sarva Bhattacharya started to describe about the Vedanta Sutra. So Vedanta Sutra is nothing but the essence of the Upanishads. So we know that Srila Vyasadeva compiled the Vedas, and also then Vyasadeva compiled the Upanishads. So Vedas are actually in a very comprised format, so it is not that easy to understand. So in order to easy to understand the Veda, the knowledge or the absolute knowledge or the transcendental knowledge, so Veda is completely the transcendental knowledge. So then Vyasadeva also then compiled 108 Upanishads. So 108 Upanishads, which reveals that the absolute truth or the transcendental knowledge in a very easy manner. So devotees, those who are the seekers, can understand that very clearly. That's the purpose of the Upanishads. So there are so many Upanishads like Isha Upanishad, then Taittiriya Upanishad, Ketopanishad, Kathopanishad. So 108 Upanishads like that. So we know that if you take an Upanishad, Isha Upanishad, it says that Isha Vasyam Idam Sarva. So basically, this is from the Veda. Veda reveals this, and Isha Vasyam Idam Sarva. The Supreme Lord, He is everything. And He is the everything, that everything belongs to Him. So this mentioned in Vedas, but when it is revealed that in Upanishad, very simple form, then everybody can understand that. Then also further, Srila Vyasadeva again comprised of those Upanishads into a sutra. Sutras means very much very small the verses. For sutras, it's like, just for an example, the entire the understanding of the Vedanta or Vedanta Sutra like this. Just for example, Srimad Bhagavatam start with it. Janmadhyasya yadaha. Janma adi asya yadaha. That means everything manifests from that Supreme Lord. Satyam param dhimahi. So this is the one sutra. Janmadhyasya yadaha. Or Satyam param dhimahi. So when you say Janmadhyasya yadaha, everything manifests from there. So this way, the Vedanta Sutras and the Upanishads all to reveal that the transcendental science in a very direct manner. So Sarva Bhattacharya started to describe this Vedanta philosophy in such a way that, so day and night. So Sarva Bhattacharya was describing about this Vedanta Sutra or Vedanta philosophy. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was just hearing. So almost 7 days passed. So Sarva Bhattacharya will tell, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu simply hear it, not showing any kinds of, asking some questions or anything. So 8th day, Sarva Bhattacharya asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, are you hearing, are you understanding what I am saying? Then this time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned that I am a less intelligent person, I'm a foolish. I may not understand, or I may not understand what you say. So then Sarvabhattacharya mentioned, then you can ask, then you can clarify that if you have any doubt, if you are not understanding, then why don't you then ask me? Then I'll tell you. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, yes, that is right, that's correct. But I can understand the meaning of Vedanta and Vedanta philosophy. It's direct, there is no interpretation, it's very easy to, it's simple to understand. But what I am not understanding is your interpretation of this Vedanta philosophy, this Vedic knowledge. That I am not understanding. So then this was a big shock for the, the Sarvabhattacharya. So then there is a conversation between then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started to mention that this Vedanta is very direct meaning, and there are so many instructions, and then the expansions of that Veda, then Puranas, and then quoted a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam, and which is a verse called Atmarama verse. So this is chapter 1, verse number 7. Canto 1, chapter 7, and verse number 10. This is called the Atmarama verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. And then that's where the last chapter, I think, went through very well. That when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was mentioning about Sarvabhattacharya was then talking in detail about the impersonalist aspect of the Lord. So it's the duty of everybody just hear and come to that, and they don't have any kind of spiritual form or no. Then everybody is now the Namo Narayana, or everybody is Lord. So they put forth so many arguments, like just take a pot and earth, the pot comes from the earth, and as soon as the pot goes back, it goes back to the earth. So actually, there is no difference between the pot and the earth, the clay pot and the earth. So this is their kind of arguments and interpretation. But here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is refuting all those, and bringing Sri Sarvabhattacharya to the original consciousness. That's why here in this paragraph that it's mentioning that the intelligent salvationists try to carry imperfect knowledge into the sphere of perfect spiritual activity, because impersonal experience material activity as are miserable, and he wants to achieve spiritual life also without any activity. So they think that after this life, there is nothing, and just you become a Lord. You completely merge with the Lord. So there is no spiritual form for the Lord. There is no activity for the Lord, and it will not. So this is the way that Sarvabhattacharya was started to speak, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then replied to that, how that a person, let's say a devotee, who sees the Lord, so that he can understand the Lord very clearly. So, so then who can read the second verse? Please unmute yourself.
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yes, please go ahead.
That's Lord Chaitanya, that's the paragraph?
Yeah, Lord Chaitanya exposed many defects.
Thus, Lord Chaitanya exposed many defects in the Mayavada philosophy, and although the Bhattacharya tried to establish himself by logic and word jugglery, Lord Chaitanya was able to defend himself from his attacks. The Lord established that the Vedic literature is meant for three things: understanding our relationship with the absolute supreme personality of Godhead, acting according to that understanding, and achieving the highest perfection of life, love of Godhead. Anyone who tries to prove that the Vedic literature aims at anything else must be a victim of his own imagination.
Yeah, great. So this is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to establish with Sri Sarvabhattacharya. So then the Sarvabhattacharya was putting forth so many arguments, so many logics, and this is basically the Mayavad. That means everything, this material world is just illusory energy, it's not real. So the real is that you are part of Brahman, you are Brahman, you are the Supreme Lord. They say, when they see each other, they say Namo Narayana, that means you are also the Lord. So Srila Prabhupada says that, and even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned in the scriptures that in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mayavada Bhasha Sunilo, Oilo Sarvanash. Then what happens? This is where that a person is coming to his self. That means he doesn't even come to his original, realization and understanding. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was giving an answer for this. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was telling to Sarva Bhattacharya, you know that Omkara, Omkara, the first word, the first syllable, the Omkara was first manifested from the Supreme Lord. That Omkara is the Supreme Lord himself. And everything manifests from that Omkara. That means, and we can see that from the Srimad Bhagavatam, and this is from the Veda, that from that the first sound, the ether is generated. First was the sound. So from that sound, what happens? The ether is manifested. From the ether, the air is manifested, and from the air, the fire is manifested, and from the fire, the water is manifested, and from the water, the earth is manifested, and all the the other ingredient elements which related to all these and basic elements is manifested. And from that Omkara, it is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned that this entire cosmic universe is created from that Omkara. Then now, Sarva Bhattacharya, now you are saying that Lord is impersonal, Lord doesn't have any form. So these all come from that form, all come from that original, but we are not understanding because of, unless and until we come to this real understanding, we will not understand Lord has a beautiful form. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, exposed or defeating all these arguments of the Sri Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So then Lord mentioned that the importance or the basics understanding of Vedic knowledge is to the for three things. That all this Veda revealed to us for the three things. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that first of all, understanding our relationship with the absolute supreme personality of Godhead. This is called Sambandha. Then acting according to that understanding, that is called Abhideya, the process. And then achieving the highest perfection of life, that is the love of the Supreme Lord. The goal of the devotion is to attain the love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana. Right? So, and as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned, anyone who tries to prove that the Vedic literature aims at anything else. So this is the problem of Mayavadis. This is the problem of Brahmavadis. They don't understand the purpose of the Veda. So that's a big problem. I think that this Mayavad philosophy is actually kind of polluted the entire the minds of the people. All these various isms manifested in this world, also the aftermath or after effect of all this, because of they don't have a direct goal or what is the purpose of all this knowledge that they don't have. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was then defeating these all the arguments of Sarva Bhattacharya. So then who is going to read the next verse, next paragraph? Anybody? Go ahead and unmute.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Yes, I
Krishna.
can read.
Yes, please.
The Lord then quoted some verses from the Puranas by which he established that Shankaracharya was ordered to teach Mayavad philosophy by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He quoted a verse from the Padma Purana, Uttarakhanda, in which it is stated that the Lord ordered Mahadeva, Lord Shiva, to present some imaginary interpretation of the Vedic literature to divert people from the actual purpose of the Vedas. In this way, try to make them atheists. The Lord said after that they can be engaged in producing more population. It is also stated to the
In the Padma Purana, Uttarakhanda, that Lord Shiva explained to his wife Parvati that in the age of Kali, he would come in the form of a Brahmana to preach an imperfect interpretation of the Vedas known as Mayavad, which in actuality is but a second edition of atheistic Buddhist philosophy.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was then continuing the conversation with Sarva Bhattacharya. So in conclusion, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned that yes, so this Mayavad philosophy was, and it was Sarva Bhattacharya putting forth all the arguments and philosophy. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was saying that yes, this Mayavad, Brahmavad, or the philosophy which says that instead of giving more importance to the Onkara, that means that itself was addressing to the Supreme Lord. When anybody says Om, that means it's addressing to the Supreme Lord rather than us. But what Shankaracharya was in Sharirika Bhashya was, propagating is that Tattvamasi. Tattvamasi, that you are the same. So this was actually a wrong. This was not correct. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was saying all this, and based on all this, that all this interpretation of the Sharirika Bhashya or Vedanta philosophy completely in a interpreted way, so that people is not actually getting even the proper or the what is the purpose of this all knowledge. It is just like if somebody goes and licking the bottle of a honey. The honey is actually inside, and we know that. So, but just by seeing it and going and just licking the bottle of a honey, he will not understand, he will not get the taste of a honey. So that is the situation of a Mayavadi. But this was not, this was necessary. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately mentioned to Saram Bhattacharya, yes, to Saram Bhattacharya. So this is very important that to understand. Actually, which is mentioned in Padma Purana, that the Supreme Lord Hari instructed to Lord Shiva go down to the material world and give this covered, the knowledge. Veda should be covered in such a way that those time what happens, Buddhism was very much prominent in this world. So everybody was, what Buddha came forward, the reason for Buddha came forward in this world is that just before the Buddha, people were not even following anything, any dharma, any religious principle. It was not there. Everybody was so much interested to kill the animal and eat. Every Kshatriyas, even Brahmanas, even everybody was interested, and mentioned that every nook and corner of the world was actually like a butcher shop. And in the name of everything that they were actually killing the innocent animal. So they say that, okay, let me follow this Veda. So in the Vedas mentioned that I can do the sacrifice. So in order to eat, the purpose is that to eat the meat, they just do something in the name of Veda, and then just do something, and then everybody was trying to eat the meat for their satisfaction of the belly or the senses. The Lord informed Shankaracharya, Lord Shiva, that you take birth in this world, and at least you bring closer to the understanding of that what is this, the importance of that coming to the religious or dharma, what is the Lord. So people were bereft of all the godly concepts or godly the way of life. So that's why Lord instructed Lord Shiva, and the same thing in Padma Purana, Lord Shiva mentioning this to Mother Parvati, telling that I am going to appear as a Brahmana. And that's where we know that in South India, especially in my place, and it's not that far from my place, that the Adi Shankaracharya took birth there, and at the age of 7, Shankaracharya left the home and then started to preach and bring back the original, the Vedic knowledge, and giving the awareness to the Vedas and Vedic knowledge to the people. And by the 32 years, I think that all over the India, right, the Shankaracharya traveled and taught the importance of Veda, but in a covered way, so that at least people can understand something is there. So this was the purpose. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned this to Saram Bhattacharya shocked with this, way of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is now mentioning. So then then we can see that Sarva Bhattacharya is an overwhelmed. Who can read the next paragraph?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Please read.
The Bhattacharya was overwhelmed by these explanations of Lord Chaitanya. After hearing Mayavada philosophy explained by Lord Chaitanya, he could not speak. After he had remained silent for some time, Lord Chaitanya said to him, "My dear Bhattacharya, don't be astonished by this explanation. Please take it from me that the devotional service of the Supreme Lord is the highest perfectional stage of human understanding. Indeed, it is so attractive that even those who are already liberated become devotees by the inconceivable potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There are many such conversions in the Vedic literature. For instance, in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.7.10, the famous Atma Rama verse describes how impersonalist sages who are absorbed in self-realization and liberated from all material attachments become attracted to devotional service by various activities of Lord Krishna. Such are the transcendental qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Maharaj. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was revealed this transcendental truth to Sarva Bhattacharya, and Sarva Bhattacharya became so shocked and stunned and could not speak. So then Sarva Bhattacharya became silent. And then now Sarva Bhattacharya coming to his original consciousness. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told to Sarva Bhattacharya, "My dear Bhattacharya, don't be astonished by this explanation. Please take it from me that the devotional service of the Supreme Lord is the highest perfection stage of human understanding." So, dear devotees, this is the most important. And next paragraph is mentioning about this Atmaram verses. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then quoted this verse, Atmaram verse. So, this Atmaram verse is saying like this: there are 11 words in the Atmaram verse. And if you go like this, see this one, Atmarama verse. Atmarama verse says that Atma Ramascha Munayo Nirgranda Abhi Urukrame Kurvandi Ahitukim Bhaktim Itham Bhuda Guno Harihi. So this is from the first canto, 7th chapter, and the verse number 10. Sudha Goswami said, all different varieties of Atma Ramas. Atma Ramas means those who take pleasure in the Atma or the spirit self, especially those established on the path of self-realization, though freed from all kinds of material bondage, desire to render unalloyed devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This means that the Lord possesses transcendental qualities and therefore can attract everyone, including liberated souls. So, dear devotees, why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing this? Because of the Supreme Lord is person. The Supreme Lord is a person, and each and every living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. And our superior, our nature, our constitutional position belongs to that Supreme Lord. And when there is a loving exchange between the Lord and this individual soul, the spirit soul, then there is a proper harmony and it pleases the Supreme Lord. So we know that in the conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sarva Bhattacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was mentioning this one. When everything was manifested in this world, before anything happens in this world, the Lord has everything. Lord has eyes, Lord has legs, Lord has forms, Lord has bodies and everything. So, but before the creation, nothing was there. But when Lord glanced upon this material nature, then this material nature become enlivened. So then living entities, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that these are all Lord's various expansions. So these are all what we see in this world are the Lord's various expansions as in that spiritual form. So that's why he says that Parasya Shaktir Vividha, so that Supreme Lord's potency is manifested in various ways. Parasya Shaktir Vividha Sruyade. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing that like this to Sarva Bhattacharya. So here in this paragraph, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is then took a verse, that Atmarama verse. That Atmarama is meant one who is actually self-rejoiced. That's called Atmarama. So one who is self-rejoiced means he is in already a liberated state. Just for an example, we know that the four Kumaras, when the four Kumaras appeared before the Manasaputras, before Brahma, Brahma ordered to four Kumaras that, okay, now you are becoming my sons, and my order is that you go ahead and start the progeny, and then so that the humans will be coming into this world. They said, no, 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 we don't want to get into all this business. Let us go and meditate upon the Supreme Lord. So they went because of their self-realized ask upon the birth, and that they are always self-realized in such a way that. So, but self-realization or this rejoicing in Atma Ram, that's what is also they are rejoicing themselves. But even though such people, and if they come in contact with the Supreme Lord, and that's what is another, it reveals that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reveals that another quality, because of the quality of Krishna is he's so attractive. So he can attract everyone. So when he attracts everyone, then that's the way that he also attracts to the devotional service, also the Supreme Lord. So he is everything. That means everything comes from him. He's so attractive. That's the name of Krishna. Krishna means we all attract. He attracts everyone. And his name is Hari. That means Hari means one who removes all the inauspiciousness and bring closer to Krishna. That means one who removes all the anarthas and he attracts to Krishna. So these various names, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealing that his name is Hari. That's why it's mentioned Urukrama. So here, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took these words, Atmarama words, and mentioning that Lord has a capacity even to attract the self-realized souls. So naturally this, why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing to Sarvam Bhattacharya, because of many times there's a confusion, okay, just come to that self-realized situation, is that everything? No, that is not. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing to Sarvam Bhattacharya, that is just the beginning of it. So these four Kumaras, when they went for meditation, and then finally when they entered into the Vaikunta, there, as soon as four Kumaras saw the Supreme Lord in person and so beautiful form, even Mother Lakshmi was standing besides Lord Vishnu, but the Lord Vishnu's beauty and everything was so wonderful and so beautiful, and the tulasi which is offered to the lotus feet of the Lord, and the smell which come out from the lotus feet of the Lord, which enters into the nostrils of the four Kumaras, they completely surrendered upon the Lord, and they started to offer the praise. They started to worship the Lord, and they started to glorify the Lord with love. Naturally, that love came out. So this is the most important fact. And this is what is everybody has to understand, that loving devotional service is the supreme of everything. So this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing that even the Atmarams, they will attract to the loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord. And then there are so many instances Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was giving to Sarvam Bhattacharya. In quoting this one, also Sukadev Goswami was self-realized, and Sukadev Goswami didn't want to come into this world. As soon as the Jambala, that the wife of Vyasadeva, consumed Sukadev Goswami. Sukadev Goswami didn't want to come out of this world. 16 years was in the womb of, the Jabali, the Vyasadev's, the wife. Then as soon as then came out, and Sukadev Goswami became, a full-grown, the adult, and immediately left. He didn't want to even get involved with everything. He went into the forest and started to meditate upon the Supreme Lord. Started to meditate on. Then Vyasadeva went after, because of Vyasadeva understood. Vyasadeva was also literary incarnation, and of the Supreme Lord. Vyasadeva understood the importance of the devotional service, and then started to glorify the Supreme Lord. And then when the Vyasadeva was glorifying the Srimad Bhagavatam to Sukadev Goswami, and they came to that where the so Vyasadeva was describing and glorifying about the Supreme Lord when Putana came to kill Krishna. And that time, even that Putana came to kill with the poison on her breast, but Krishna gave the motherly liberation and motherly position to Putana. Then hearing this, Sukadeva Goswami completely surrendered to Krishna. Then he himself stood up from there. That's the time he came in the assembly of the Parishit Maharaj and started to glorify the Lord. That's loving devotion with such a love, great love in the heart. So as soon as the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's point is that as soon as one comes to that, even at the stage of liberation, they pick up the loving devotional service. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Prema Pumarto Mahan. That's the greatest of all, and he will be free from all these four, the dharma, artha, kama, moksha, this, all this, and then he will come to the Pancha Purushartha, or Panchama Purushartha is known as Prema Pumarto Mahan. He will develop that the love for the Supreme Personality of God. So then, so this was mentioning. Okay, so who is able to read the next one? Next paragraph, actually. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Actually, in pure consciousness, the living entity understands himself as the eternal servant of the Supreme Lord. Under the spell of illusion, a person accepts the gross and subtle bodies as his self. Such a conception is the basis of the doctrine of transference from spirit to matter. But the part and parcel of the Supreme is not eternally subjected to gross and subtle bodily life. The gross and subtle covering do not comprise the living entity's eternal form. They can be changed, or the living entity can be freed entirely from material existence. While the living entity is under the illusion that he is the body and mind, however, he has certainly transferred his position from spirit to matter. Mayavadi philosopher, taking advantage of this doctrine of transference, say that the living entity is under the wrong impression when he thinks himself to be part and parcel of the Supreme. They maintain that the living entity is the Supreme himself. This doctrine cannot be tenable.
Yes, it's very clear. But the Mayavada philosophy, which gives to the people that they think that no, it is not possible. The living entity cannot be part and parcel. So they are actually giving this doctrine of no, 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 no. The living entity is also Lord Himself. So this way they treat everyone, and this is a very wrong interpretation, and which doesn't help us. So then what happens? Then Sarva Bhattacharya then asking Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explain more about this Atmarama verse. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned to Sarva Bhattacharya, no. Can you please explain? Can you please explain about the Atmaram verse? So then Sarva Bhattacharya started to explain about this Atmaram verse on his own way, and almost 9 varieties. The Sarva Bhattacharya was explained about his own philosophy, his Atmarama verses. So hearing this, now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pointed out that yes, you are mentioning about all this, but there are greater meaning for this Atmaram. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took each word of this Atmaram, like Atma Ramas Chamuneyo Urukrama, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started to explain in a various ways, and which was not even touching what Sarva Bhattacharya mentioned. And then in 18 types and 18 varieties of Sarva Bhattacharya becomes so astonished. And this is the time then Sarva Bhattacharya was, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, completely revealing that who himself was. Sarva Bhattacharya now completely come to his original consciousness and could understand that this is not an ordinary personality. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was revealing that the importance of loving devotional service and explaining the details of the attractiveness. Krishna attracts everything, and Krishna, whoever is there, actually, even if that the mercy, and also there is an example which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives, and I'll come to that later. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu now revealed himself to who he is. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed his 6 Shadbhuja form to Sarva Bhattacharya. and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was revealing with a thunderous voice, "Oh Bhattacharya, you are my eternal associates. You are my eternal associates. In the past lifetime, you were giving me devotional services. Now I wanted to personally give this total understanding of what is the essence of all this Vedic scripture. I wanted to personally give unto you. That's why I came to you. I appeared before you to give you this, nothing else. Please take it." And with a very thunderous and seeing this beautiful form of Krishna, Sam Bhattacharya completely transformed. That's what is here. Bhattacharya is converted, completely transformed, and caught hold of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. And then Saru Bhattacharya started to compile the beautiful words. "Oh Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are the Supreme Lord. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayade Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauradrishe Namaha." Oh Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In order to give this the purpose of all the transcendental knowledge, to love for the Supreme Lord is the Supreme, the foremost, Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayade, in order to give this love for the Supreme Lord to everyone. Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya, you are the original Krishna. Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratrishe Namaha, you came in this form of Gauranga. So Chaitanya Sam Bhattacharya just holding the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, started to glorify the Supreme Lord in 100 verses. It's called Sarma Bhauma Shatakam. It's very meaningful and glorifying, and says that, you came into the womb of Mother Sachi, very beautiful, and you are the eternal, you are everything, you attract, you have the pastimes, you attract everyone, you bring everybody closer to you, whomever comes to you, whoever worship you. And even that, even if anybody that takes little steps, that you takes 100 steps and to bring to you, and they will completely attracted you, because of that is the most munificent, most magnificent mercy towards all the living entity. This the way Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was glorifying Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All this time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was revealing, and his form, his Shadpuja form, means that there is in the 6 hands, Shadpuja 6 hands. In the upper hands, Krishna is having the flute, and then lotus, and then the changa and chakra, then the ram and bows and arrows. This the way that who is this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing himself to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and revealing this. So then what happened after that? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya completely surrendered unto the Supreme Lord. And this is the time Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had a brother-in-law. His name was Gopinath Acharya. It's very important to know, dear devotees. I'm just revealing to you. So this is mentioned Chaitanya Charitamrita. So when Gopinath Acharya was the ardent devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's brother-in-law was the Gopinath Acharya. When Gopinath Acharya saw that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was so much into this philosophy, so much into that, not even coming to the real consciousness of what is the purpose of the Veda, what is the purpose of all this, then Gopinath Acharya was just praying himself in his heart. Somehow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu should shower the mercy. So when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya now came to original consciousness and mentioned that I'm so fortunate and you are showering mercy upon me, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, this is not I was just fulfilling a mercy of the devotee. Because of a devotee that you get this mercy. So it's very important that the devotees, always the devotees are the very integral part of that, the devotee's life, that they bring Krishna to their life. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that and revealed that Gopinath Acharya had this desire that you come to the path of devotion rather than this philosophy, so that you attain the ultimate God. So hearing this, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was very much pleased and gave the awe and reverence to even Gopinath Acharya, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was revealing this. Then what happened? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became so much ardent, so much dedicated to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu every time, and giving the obeisances and all. And then that's the time that understanding this, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought this prasadam from Jagannath Puri temple. It was early morning, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was taking rest. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought this Mahaprasadam from the Jagannath Puri and gave it to Sam Bhattacharya, even he was just woke up and immediately consumed the Mahaprasadam. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked that you didn't even wash your mouth, and how could you take it this far? So Swami Bhattacharya now completely transformed and revealed to that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that this is Jagannath Mahaprasadam. I should consume. There is no scripture reveals that there is no need of anything, no specific conditions for that, no restrictions for that. The prasadam you can take it immediately because of it cannot contaminate with anything because of its Krishna. Krishna's Mahaprasadam, Jagannath Mahaprasadam is Krishna himself. So it can purify us. And it says, scripture reveals that as soon as we get the Mahaprasadam, we should immediately consume it, immediately take it, and immediately honor it. So this way, Sam Bhattacharya completely dedicated. And so one day, Sam Bhattacharya was then he compiled some verses, and he took the Brahma Vimohana Leela. There was a beautiful verse. In that verse, it is mentioned that the ones get the Mukti Padam. So once get the Mukti Padam, and Sam Bhattacharya just changed that to Bhakti Padam. So brought it, and Sam Bhattacharya was reciting this verse to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and mentioned. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard that this is instead of Mukti Padam, Sam Bhattacharya was reciting as Bhakti Padam. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Sam Bhattacharya, so why did you change this instead of Mukti Padam? Why did you change to Bhakti Padam? So Sam Bhattacharya mentioned now to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that yes, Mukti Padam, Mukti is, just again, it's an impersonal liberation. There are many Muktis like Sayuchya Mukti, especially merging with the Lord, and the Sayuchya Mukti and Samipya Mukti and Srashti and all this Mukti. When I hear the Mukti and I am just coming to the consciousness of this impersonal liberation. So I don't want that. And this is the right appropriate word, even though Mukti is not the appropriate word there, but Bhakti. So where the Sam Bhattacharya came from, Sam Bhattacharya was the ardent proponent of this impersonalism. There is Bhakti and Mukti and all this, Aichi Mukti and all. Now completely transformed and came to the stage that now he cannot even want to see and hear the word Mukti. Right? Doesn't want to hear the word even that Mukti. So now came to that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu now laughed at the explanation of Sambhu Bhattacharya. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned that no, there is another meaning for this Mukti Pad. Mukti Pad means one who can give thousands of the souls that to Mukti and bring to his lotus feet. That's another meaning of this Mukti, and that may be the appropriate one. So now hearing this Sam Bhattacharya's transformation, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very much jubilant, very much happy within himself, and revealing that you were my eternal associate, you were the original Brihaspati, and you were here. And so now completely Sam Bhattacharya transforms to the loving devotion, dear devotees. So how beautiful it is that just by the that's the purpose that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because there were lots of confusion were there, what to do with people. So people are actually misguided, and there are a lot of interpretation and misinterpretation, and people are not having the proper understanding what is the ultimate goal of the life, what is the ultimate purpose of the Vedas. In the Brahma Samhita, Brahma says that Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Ananta Rupam Madhyam Purana Purusham Nava Yauvanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabham Madurlabham Atma Bhakto. So Vedeshu Durlabham, even by the Veda, just by reading or reciting the Veda, you cannot attain me. But Adurlabham Atma Bhakto, one who engages in the loving devotional service, can easily attain me. Adurlabham Atma Bhakto Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Rupa Goswami mentioned the same thing into the Nectar of Devotion, says that Ada Sri Krishna Namadina Bhavena Indriya. This is actually Rupa Goswami was quoting from the Padma Purana. It is mentioned that Ada Sri Krishna Namadina Bhavena Indriya, by our blunt material sense, we cannot understand all these things. So, but when we engaging into the loving devotional service, Ada Sri Krishna Namadina Bhavena Indriya Sevan Mukohi Chikvad. When one engages in the loving devotional service to the Supreme, Soyam Eva Spuradiyada, Lord's mercy comes to that. Of course, Lord's mercy showers to such devotees when one engages in the loving devotion. So, dear devotees, that's why Srila Prabhupada mentioned about the bhakti means, or bhakti means that loving, transcendental, loving devotional service. Devotional service, that what is that loving devotional service? And in between, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was explaining so detail about this various process of bhakti, that Sravana, Kirtana, Vishnu Smarana, Pada Sevana, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. And one who does this one, he says that one who gets this opportunity in his lifetime, he was actually as a devotee in his past lifetime. That's why Lord is showering that mercy. So bhakti means is the Lord Himself, and Lord self sell Himself to such devotees, that Lord is, Lord says that I am bhakta paradina. I am bhakta para, I am dependent upon my devotee. I am bhakta paradina. I'm dependent. I am so much close to my devotee. So this is the essence of all our Vedic scripture. This is the essence of Veda. This is the essence of Puranas and Upanishad. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to reveal. See that how beautifully Sama Bhattacharya was transformed to a wonderful devotee. And we know that later, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was wanted to go for South India tour, Sahanu Bhattacharya didn't want to leave Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sahanu Bhattacharya was crying, "Don't go." But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned that I have to go. I cannot stay here for. Then somehow, hesitatingly, then Sam Bhattacharya then allowed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to go. And then in fact, then Sam Bhattacharya was following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for quite long distance, just to even Sam Bhattacharya couldn't have that feeling of separation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Dear devotees, this is the lesson, this is the importance that we need to learn. By the mercy of the devotees, that we all have an opportunity to engage in the loving devotional service. This way we develop and we come to that the ultimate goal and the supreme of all this, that we develop the love for the Supreme Lord. That means Krishna attracts us. We attract Krishna. Krishna attracts us. Krishna's everything, and every form, name, quality, paraphernalia, Krishna is everything is there. We know that when there is a beautiful form of Krishna, Alola Chandrakalasad Vanamalya Vamshi Raktangadam Pranaya Kili Kalavilasam Shyamam Drabhanga Lalitam Niyada Prakasham Govindamadi Purusham Damakam Vacha Ananda Chinmaya Sadujjvala Vigrahasya. There is beautiful verse, likes that in the Brahma Samhita. So this way, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealed. That's the teachings of Lord Chaitanya to us, that what is most important, dear devotees, in our life. Engage, and every minute, every moment that we get an opportunity, engage in His loving devotional service. This way, Lord, this is the mercy of the Lord. If we are able to do anything, this way that we are so attracted to Krishna. So we will have that loving relationship with Krishna, as mentioned that Sambandha, the Navideya, and the process. This is the essence of our Vedic scripture. Establish a relationship with Krishna by loving devotional service. Continue that loving devotional service, that the process. And what we get ultimately, the prema, the goal of the purpose, the goal of the scripture, that the love for the Supreme Lord. So thank you, dear devotees, and let me stop here. It's just a little over the 8 o'clock. It's very beautiful section, and go. I know you can also read in detail this teachings of Lord Chaitanya. This way we can absorb more into the wonderful pastimes of the Lord. Thank you, Hare Krishna. So, are there any comments or any reflections would like to add? Any questions? Any realizations? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Can do it for now. All verses.
Dandvat Pranam. Yes, Prabhuji, very nice class. The way you speak is so easy to understand the philosophy. And if we read it, but it's better like listening and then easy to understand. It's very nice. Yes, as you mentioned, very nice chapter. And I will read it again on my own.
Yeah.
Just yes, some confusion
Yeah.
I mentioned in the past, like if we do service and I like it so much, but then it is tough to come back. And then the Prabhuji was saying, no, then you didn't understand the bhakti because you have the duties. At that I got it like from the very first lesson. Duties and the services clash is always there. But still, if you can make it more easy to understand.
So you are saying that when you go for devotional services and you are some completely, you are so much involved into that
Yes.
devotional service, right? So what is that?
Yes.
Your question is, what is that?
No, then like to come back into this material world is tough for me.
Hmm. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's the absorption. That's the one aspect of the bhakti. When it's absorption, we need to be absorbed. And then once a person develops such an attachment for Krishna, yes, he does not want to come back to this material world. He will be completely absorbed into that mood of that ecstasy. Yeah, that's all wonderful symptoms, and that's all very good actually if we practice that. That's the way that us. See, we are here in this material world, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. I didn't went to that region, go to that region that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioning about this material one, various energies, how we are trapped in this various energies, and Mayas is captures us and very difficult to overcome, and all those things. But only way that we can overcome this material energy is that we come to this loving devotional service. So when we come to that, so material energy is so powerful in such a way that once it is in the clutches of the Maya or the illusory energy, it's very difficult to overcome. So, but think about that material energy is so powerful in such a way that, and how wonderful and powerful that spiritual potency will be. So that in only way that we can come out of it is actually come to the spiritual potency and in contact with the spiritual potency of the Lord. That is a loving devotion for us. So once we practice, that's called sadhana bhakti. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was revealing that there are 81 qualities of this bhakti. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing to Swami Bhattacharya, there are 81 qualities of Krishna, or the qualities of the Lord, or the qualities of bhakti. When one practices this bhakti by this, hearing, going and engaging the service, Pada Sevanam, procession, and 64, Sri Rupa Goswami is revealing, and 81 of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealing to Swami Bhattacharya, then we come to that stage of sadhana bhakti. When we do this sadhana bhakti, the practice of the devotion, then he come to the realization of attachment for Krishna, separation feeling from Krishna, and all those various vikaras comes. That's why we come to that stage of the develop the relationships. If the motherly affections develop as a son for Krishna, the friendly affection develops in that stage, and then there is a valsalya affections, parental, and then master and servant relationship, rasas develop in that stage, and then comes to that the feeling of separation from the Lord. That is the prema stage. So one can have that, one can come to that stage, of course, and then provided, it's not that just a, sometimes what happens, some sentimental, the sensual things that we kind of equate with that our constant. See, the sadhana bhakti or raga bhakti means spontaneous love. Spontaneous love means that always in that loving relationship with the Lord, loving service of the Supreme Lord. That's called spontaneity, spontaneous. It's not that just temporary or the instant. So yes, it is the symptom, but that doesn't mean that it is the symptom. It's an ecstasy, but we have to go long way to come to that the real state of it. We know that there are so many devotees. They come to that. They don't want to come back to this or their material consciousness. They see that this is nothing. Nothing compared to that. What we get into that the spiritual consciousness and ecstasy and the bliss, that they don't want to come back to this material consciousness. That's what is ultimate goal of it. So we are slowly getting out there. Of course, we are all grihasthas. We have so many things. We have so much things goes on. But as much as we can do, then Lord will provide that opportunity that always we can serve the Supreme Lord. So we keep up that. So this way that we can progress in bhakti. So always have that. This is the mercy of the Lord. So if we have an opportunity to serve the Lord, that's a mercy of the Lord. And then have that, and we should be grateful for that. And remember, I'm grateful for that, Lord. Have this opportunity. Let me serve you better. Let me serve you properly. So this is the way we can take it, this Mataji.
Sure, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mhm.
Jai. Okay. Anything else? Anybody else? Any other comments? So many devotees there. Any reflections, realizations, or anything you would like to add? Yeah, this is, please
Hare
read
Krishna
the
Prabhu.
Hare Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Indor Pranam, all
Hare
verses.
Krishna Prabhu. Dharma. Jai Prabhupada.
Okay,
Please accept my obeisance.
please explain all
Prabhu,
verses.
this pranam mantra Om.
Yeah.
So there's also the explanation Prabhupada has given of O, and Ma. Na? A is
Yeah.
Krishna, O is Radharani, Ma is we, Jivas.
Yeah. Yes.
So is there anything you know, Prabhu, how it is linked to the Prayojan, Abhideya, and Sambandha?
Yeah. See
Or they're
the
two separate explanations?
no. Actually, see this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioning this one, this Omkar.
Huh.
Mahaprabhu says that Omkar itself is the Supreme Lord. Is
Correct.
complete. Is complete.
Correct.
Complete form. That's why
Correct.
that's called Pranava. That means before we chant any other mantra, this is called Pranava mantra. That's the foremost of all the mantras. That means we are connecting ourselves with that Supreme. That means that Omkar is complete, full form of the Lord. The full form of the Lord is again, there is internal potency. That potency is divided into again Sandhini potency, Samrit potency, and Radhini potency.
Okay.
Radhini potency is represented by Radha Rani, and Sandhini potency is represented by the Balaram, and then Samrit potency by Krishna. So Sandhini potency is the knowledge potency, and then Radhini potency is the Ananda potency or Sat Chit Anand, and the eternity. That's what it is. Chit potency is the eternal potency. That's Samrit, the Krishna himself. So Krishna himself was all this. Everything is comprised there. So
Prabhu
then,
Chit,
yeah.
sorry, Prabhu Chit is eternal or Chit is the knowledge potency?
Sandhini
In
potency is
Krishna's
the Sandhini is the knowledge potency. Sat. Oh, sorry. Sat is the eternal potency, and Chit is the knowledge potency. Yeah, Sandhini, Sat is come from the word Sat, that means eternal potency, eternal nature of that Supreme Lord. And
correct.
then
That is Balram, correct?
that's Balaram. And then
Got
Chit,
it.
Chit potency is the knowledge potency that, and then it's also, it is known as all this together, Sat Chit and Ananda, or this potency is called Chidananda Rupa, Chidananda Rupa. So Chidananda, so Chit or Chit potency, or is all comprised, or is all says that is the Chit potency of the Lord, or internal potency of the Lord. So when we say Omkar, that Omkar itself is the Supreme Lord, that we have everything, that Radhini, Samrit, and Sandhini, and then also the the Radharani, and then Makar, Ukar, and uh, Akar, right? Akar and Makar and the Ukar is all comes to that. If you look at that this way, I mean, yes, very true. It's very scientific even that from that Omkar, this whole entire cosmic universe is manifested. The cosmic world is. Then in that cosmic world, all the creation manifested. So verse comes from all this from the that supreme love. So yes, Omkar is very powerful. That's in every mantra we chant this Omkar, so that with this, if we have this understanding, then it's very powerful. That Omkar, sometimes we just use it Om here and there. But if you have that understanding that we are with that supreme Lord when we chant that Omkar mantra, is very, very powerful and very potent.
So,
Yeah.
Prabhu, if I can follow up with another question.
Yes, please.
Yeah, very good explanation, by the way. Very nice, Prabhu. So we also know that Omkara is fully complete. It's the original and it's fully complete, correct?
Yes.
And also there was this explanation that is same as Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but only that Hare Krishna Mahamantra can take you back to Godhead if at the time of death. But if you're chanting Om in the state of Mayavadis also use Om, then you'll only go to the Brahman.
Yeah.
But either case, Om is complete in itself. So I was also thinking about, we have this Ishopanishad, the first mantra, Om Purna Madam Purna.
Yeah.
So even though complete wholes come, Krishna remains whole.
Yeah.
He's full. Same way with Omkar, it represents Krishna as his wholeness, like he doesn't diminish.
Yeah.
Even if many avatars come from him or many universes, he still remains what they say, the balance, complete balance.
Yes.
So that is also how it's connected with Omkar, right? Omkar being complete.
Omkar is complete all the time. It's complete. It's never ever deteriorated. That this is the potential. This see in the same conversation. Actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing to Samvadacharya also the same way that when Sarvabhattacharya saw Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, Krishna himself and revealing this. And then Sarvabhattacharya asked this question and mentioned to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are doing everything. You are putting me in illusion. Why did you put me in illusion? Why you are putting me in illusion? You are doing all this. You are expanding yourself as a devotee. You are expanding yourself as all this, and you are expanding all this, you are creating all this, you are the you are so then then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was mentioning that yes, that's true, that you are my eternal associate. And this is the rasa, this is what is revealing this all to the different various ways to the people. That way everybody understand the purpose of all this, and their ultimate responsibility and obligation and the duty towards the Lord, that to reveal all this. So in one sense, that as says that Krishna and Krishna's, what is that Krishna's means? That's also Krishna's potency, Krishna's energy. And he is the one who is, coordinating. He is the one who is actually connecting together. And Sarvabhattacharya was saying that you are Jagannath, and you are also here, and you are, you know, you are taking the prasadam from that yourself. You you take the prasadam, and that prasadam also you are yourself eating. So you come in front of that yourself, right? This is beautiful. You come in front of yourself. You are the Supreme Lord. What is this all? And Sarvabhattacharya, what is this all? You come yourself in front of you. And this is the way that he is everywhere. He can be like that. He can. So all these are the wonderful pastimes to reveal us that, that what is the most important for in our life.
Very good. Thanks, Prabhu. Thank
No
you.
problem.
Very nice.
Okay, good. Anybody else? Any other comments? Any thoughts? Okay, so if nothing else, let's conclude today's class. Thank you so much, dear devotees, for joining today. Please continue. So we'll be also probably in a few weeks, we'll finish this. And then after this, there is a beautiful section that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's also discussion with Ramananda Rai. It's amazing, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And who is Ramananda Rai? Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also showing his beautiful, Radha Krishna form to Ramananda Rai. Radha Krishna form, combined form. Oh, so understand this, we are so wonderful, fortunate in one sense. And then there is a beautiful discussion and wonderful sections. Then after there is called the pastimes of Sri Radha and Krishna. This is a continuation of it. Then there is a perfection of it. What is ultimate? So this is all related to all this. Then the conclusion of it. So Lord, please don't miss. And if you don't read this Chaitanya, teachings of Lord Chaitanya, this is the essence of everything. The teachings of Lord Chaitanya is, you don't need to read any other text, Vedas or Upanishads or anything. Just read this. Very simple. And Lord himself is revealing, like Bhagavad Gita, Lord spoke to Arjuna. Similarly, here the Lord himself speaking to the devotees, and this is the most important. So please take it and read it really, and then we can really relish and understand the essence what we need to do. And this way that we will be having that sambandha, that relationship with the Krishna. Okay, thank you so much. We'll pray together. Vancha kalpatarupasya padidana
Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vaishnavvrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda
Jai.
Gauri Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Gaura Premanande Hari Hari.
Hari Hari Bol. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you,
Hari
everybody.
Bol. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hari Bol.